Can anyone become a Bitcoin miner in 2025? Well, this is exactly what we'll be breaking down in this video. We'll look at three components: what is Bitcoin mining, understanding Bitcoin mining incentives and why they matter, and how you can get started mining Bitcoin with just a few clicks. Let's get started. So what is Bitcoin mining? Bitcoin mining is a process of validating transactions on the Bitcoin network. Miners use powerful computers known as application-specific integrated circuits, also known as ASICs, to solve complex mathematical problems. The first miner to solve the problem gets to add a new block of transactions to the blockchain and is rewarded with newly minted Bitcoin. At the point of this recording, every block that is solved gets rewarded with 3.125 Bitcoin. Now, every 210,000 blocks, the mining rewards are cut in half. We have had 4 halvings so far, and in total, there will be 32 halvings. When the Genesis block was launched on the 3rd of January 2009, on average, every 10 minutes when a new block was found, a miner was rewarded with 50 Bitcoin. 4 years later, that number was halved to 25 Bitcoin. And then in 2016, 12.5 Bitcoin, 2020, 6.25 Bitcoin, and in April of 2024, it came down to 3.15 Bitcoin. Now, the last Satoshis are estimated to be mined in the year of 2140. And already today, approximately 19.5 million Bitcoin have already been mined. So if we look at all of the minings that are scheduled in the Bitcoin protocol, we are right here in the fourth one where the block reward is 3.125 Bitcoin. And as you can see, they are significantly going to be dropping over the years until the last Satoshi is mined in the year of 2140. Now, understanding Bitcoin mining incentives and why they matter. So Bitcoin mining incentives essentially consist of 2 components: block rewards and transaction fees. As we saw, Bitcoin has halvings that take place approximately every 4 years, 210,000 blocks. But why these incentives matter? So network security is the first one. The more hash power that enters the Bitcoin mining space, the more secure the Bitcoin protocol is. Second component is decentralization, which is something that we're currently battling as the Bitcoin mining space, especially the pools, are highly centralized. But we'll leave this for a future video while we go into the details. And finally, sustainability and scarcity. The more miners that enter the space, the more scarce it is to find blocks and be rewarded with sats. Now, how miners benefit? First of all, they earn new coins. Second of all, as we said, the transaction fees, which are comprised in that specific block, are also rewarded. And finally, price appreciation. Miners that mine blocks and don't sell the Bitcoin and hodl it for the long term greatly have an advantage in the long term. Now, returning to the original question, can anyone become a Bitcoin miner in 2025? Seeing this overview of the basics of how Bitcoin mining works, you must be thinking there is no way I could start mining Bitcoin today. I missed the boat. However, you couldn't be more wrong about it. Thanks to Sazmining, anyone can get started mining Bitcoin today with just a few clicks of a button and not having to do any heavy lifting. Sazmining is mining as a service. What that means is it simplifies the process of you getting started on your mining journey. When it comes to mining, there are 3 main components that you need to focus on, which is maintenance is absolute key, making sure that your machines are operational at all time and do not have any downtime. Home mining is a pain. It's expensive, it's very technical, and most importantly, it's super loud. And finally, cheap electricity is also an extremely important factor. Now, this is where Sazmining comes in. They handle all the technical details, allowing you to focus solely on stacking sats. Sazmining is, as I mentioned, mining as a service. You essentially purchase the rig of your choice. Sazmining takes care of the entire setup, maintenance, mining operations on your behalf. And Sazmining only stacks sats as you stack your own sats, taking a 5 to 15% cut from your mined Bitcoin. Now, an important aspect to consider when looking at mining compared to just buying spot Bitcoin off exchanges is that with mining, you can stack sats at a big premium discount that ranges from 30 to 50% discount compared to buying on the spot rate. So if we look at the current rigs that they have available, essentially with the Bitmain S19 XP Hydro, your daily cost of mining a Bitcoin is $86,363. Now, if we compare it to the current price of Bitcoin, which is $124,400, that is essentially a 30% discount instead of buying it directly off exchanges. Or if we look at S21 Pro, the cost of mining a daily Bitcoin is $54,500. So if you look at that, the price of $54,000 was September 4th, 2024, which is over a year ago. Imagine jumping all the way back a year ago to buy it for that price. Now, another advantage with Sazmining is that you don't need to trust them blindly and just buy the rig and never see what's happening behind the scenes. Sazmining gives you a complete overview of your rig mining status and performance via the client dashboard. So here you can see my dashboard. You can see I have one active rig mining. It shows the hash rate over the last 24 hours, the total Bitcoin mined in the period since starting, which was more or less just under 2 months, and total pending balance since the last payout. You can see that the miner is deployed. You can see the hash rate. And here you can also now choose your mining pool. You can choose between Luxor pool and Ocean. Once again, mining pools is something we will look at in a future video. If you would like to start mining your own wild sats, you can get 50% off your first rig by signing up via the link in the descriptions below and joined many of the Sazminer clients. If you learned something new and gained value from this episode, I would highly appreciate if you could like and share this video to help support the channel. Also, feel free to drop any questions you may have in the comment section below, and I'll happily address all of them. Thank you for watching and seeing you on the next one.